Want to find the best decks to play for 2024? Well, today we'll be covering the decks that not only give you a good footing in the current meta, but will also survive the upcoming rotation in April, which sees all E-block cards leaving the standard format. Discover how slight adjustments can keep current top-tier decks relevant and remain that way the entire time they're in the standard format, like Mew VMAX and Rapid Strike Urshifu have done. Now let's kick things off with a deck that's not only easy for newcomers to pick up, but also packs a punch in terms of speed and versatility, making it a great option for veterans as well. Miraidon EX. This lightning-fast deck revolves around Miraidon's ability, which allows you to quickly establish a bench of lightning attackers, which can then be charged up with Electro Generator, ensuring your energy is on board, and you can hit the ground running. Despite losing some key pieces post-rotation, mainly the Flaffy engine that helps you keep your energy on board, and to scale up damage for Raichu to deal with large targets, it can remain a formidable choice with potential workarounds like Energy Sticker and Experience Share to replace it. By pivoting to Experience Share, you get to keep energy in play as things are knocked out, and it also gives a bit more merit to running high counts of Arven to get your Electro Generators out of deck, which is also able to replace Peony, which is typically how they're doing it right now. You use Peony, get 2 trainer cards, but you can just go for Arven instead, grab Electro Generator, grab 4 Sealstone, or grab Electro Generator, grab Experience Share, and you're fine. A bit of tweaking with your stadiums is going to be required as well if you're running Path to the Peak, since it's on the way out. Beach Court or Pokestop make for great alternatives, allowing you to get into your item cards quicker or just have more pivot potential, so that if you're hitting Electro Generator to the bench, you can get out of the active easily. Miraidon seems like it's positioned to stand tall and consistent moving forward, and the other great thing about it is you can actually buy it as a pre-constructed deck, giving you access to the Miraidons that you need, as well as key trainers. Prime example being 4 Sealstone, which can be a little bit tricky to find and a little bit expensive, but you can just buy it out of the box and get yourself most of the way there. If you're brand new to the game, this is a great entry point as it gives you a lot of stable cards. Alternatively, you could just buy singles from local card shops or trusted online retailers like Troll and Toad if you're based in the US, or if you're in Australia like me, Good Games is a great one to look into here. Now the next deck we're going to be covering requires a bit more finesse, but if you can get the sequencing down, it offers immense power in the right hands. Lost Zone Giratina V-Star. This deck focuses on getting cards into the Lost Zone, using Comfey and Koros to set up its engine to accelerate energy and get key attacks online. Mirage Gate allows you to search your deck for 2 basic energies of different types, allowing for a range of different attacking options, the biggest one being Lost Impact from Giratina, which deals a devastating 280 damage to your opponent, and its V-Star power can declare a knockout once you've got enough cards in the Lost Zone. Single prize attackers in the deck give varied attacking options as well, and offer a bit more prize mapping. Things like Cramorant for early game pressure and single prize matchups, Greninja can take out 2 targets at a time, and Sableye can help you set up or clean up knockouts when Giratina can't quite one-shot those large targets like Stage 2 EXs. Post-rotation, the deck does lose Battle VIP Pass, but this can be compensated with higher counts of other Pokemon Search like Nest Ball or Ultra Ball. Hey, sorry to interrupt the video abruptly like this, but while uploading this to YouTube, I was actually made aware of a card that just got revealed. And yeah, so anytime I say replace the card Battle VIP Pass with anything, ignore what I say, because we're actually just going to replace it with this. So Buddy Poffin, search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less, and just put them onto your bench. So it's like Battle VIP Pass, but limited to evolution decks, so your Charmanders, your Pidgeys, your Ralts, Comfeys even. You can get all those with this. So anything that's losing VIP Pass and really needed it, seems like it's gotten it replaced. Oh, Frigibax too. Yeah, he's good. So Chin Pao, still good. All the decks covered in this video pretty much remain the same, just where I say replace VIP Pass, you're just doing this. Don't put Nest Balls or Artizones or anything like that. You're putting this in. And Gardevoir actually looks like it's in an alright spot now with this, so cool. But yeah, sorry for interrupting, and let you guys get back to the video. It also loses Escape Rope, which can be substituted with other Switch cards like the upcoming Ace Spec, which is sort of like Escape Rope except you choose the active Pokemon instead of your opponent, so that's actually kind of an improvement. It does also lose Path to the Peak, which gave it quite a bit of destructive power, but can easily be replaced with either Beach Court or Artisan to help you set up faster instead. The deck's flexibility and varied attacking options make it a strong contender for competitive play throughout its standard legality, and doesn't seem like it'll be going anywhere anytime soon. The Lost Box engine can also be used in a number of other ways, such as just straight up single prize decks, also being solid, but with them losing Clara, they may be a little bit less optimal in the upcoming format. Now let's turn our attention to another proven powerhouse that's set to continue its dominance post-rotation, and that's Charizard EX, with built-in energy acceleration, allowing you to accelerate 3 fire energy when you evolve into it. The deck can set up attackers quickly, and the scaling damage of Charizard's attack as the game progresses proves to be a threat in the current meta. Doesn't seem like it's going to be changing anytime soon. The loss of Battle VIP Pass and Mew from Celebrations might slow down the deck's bench setup a little bit, but the core strategy will remain intact. Similar to the Lost Box, it can bump other search cards into the list to replace it, include higher counts of Artisan, or alterations like going for a TM-based build using Evolution TM, which can be targeted with Arven. That may become relevant as the format slows down a little bit, as other decks are going to lose VIP Pass, so you can take a little bit more time to set up. Including cards like Delphox V and Entei V may become necessary to help into single prize matchups, or if grass-type attackers start seeing play with the release of the future Virizion card in April. Charizard's proven since release that it's a solid deck, and with a number of varied builds, it should remain a consistent choice for seasoned players and newcomers alike. Now, for those of you that are a little bit more controlling, Snorlax Stall is going to remain a great deck in the new format. I hate that I have to say this, but it's true. You can still trap your opponent in the active, and Snorlax says they can't retreat. You've got Misfortune Sisters to help burn through their deck so that you see item cards, you throw them in the discard, you go, hey, that's a nice switch card, and it's gone. And then they can't get out of the active, and you just lock something in the active that can't attack. It's going to still be able to do that. Post-rotation, its losses are pretty minimal. It's going to lose Avery and Echoing Horn, reducing its bench disruption, but this could be replaced with Collapse Stadium and Lost Vacuum if you're wanting bench disruption. You just put Collapse Stadium in play if they've got a bench of only attackers, so that regardless of who you bring active, they can attack. You just go Collapsed, they remove one, Lost Vacuum it away, there's a bench space open, you play Erica, bring a basic Pokemon from their hand that can't attack into the active, and your lock continues. It's a lot of fun. Yes, super keen for this to still be relevant. The biggest loss the deck will have though is Peonia, as you risk prizing one of your one-off copies of cards with no way to access them, as you're not going to be taking prizes. This likely just means that the open deck slots from the rotated cards just become second copies of something like Giacomo to ensure that even if it's prized, you've got 2 in the deck, so the other one hopefully isn't prized. The deck will retain its disruptive nature, making it a strategic option for those that excel in control strategies. So for those of you out there that like that, cool. You're real fun at parties. Last but not least, we do have Chien-Pao EX, a deck with a very fluid playstyle. Losing VIP Pass might slow it down, but every other deck is losing it too, so that's fine. It's just going to be a slightly slower format. We just have to accept that. We haven't seen every card that's going to be coming out in the upcoming April set, so there could be a replacement for VIP Pass, but for where we're at right now, it still seems like Chien-Pao is going to be fine. You have Chien-Pao to thin energy from the deck, which can then instantly be accelerated to it with Baxcalibur that's easily brought online by using Arita that just goes, hey, get me a rare candy, get me a Baxcalibur, cool, Chien-Pao, get energy, attach it to it, Chien-Pao, declare big number, knock things out, neat. As you're thinning those energy from your deck and then out of your hand, you're more likely to draw into key cards. You have Bibarel online, which goes, cool, my hand's empty because all that energy's on my Chien-Pao, draw 5 new cards, you're fine. You also have Greninja for even more draw power. Ditch an energy, draw 2 cards. You can also attach 3 water energy to Greninja to go, hey, those 2 things have 90 health or less. I'm going to kill them both. It's just a good deck. If it gets online, Chien-Pao is an absolute threat. It can struggle a little bit, having targeted supporters like Arita. Getting it online isn't always the most consistent thing, but when it gets online, it just slaps, guys. It's hard to admit, but it's good. Other adaptations the deck will need to kind of overcome is, well, it's losing Counter Catcher. So you had that to be able to switch things around, proc multiple Chien-Paos, get energy out, gust something to the active. You're getting that new Ace spec, which effectively is just 1 card instead of needing 2 for the same effect, so that's fine. You could also start running boss's orders and then include high counts of like Pokegear, so you're getting into your Arita and your boss's orders as you need them, and that also doesn't seem like a bad version to go for. Chien-Pao will remain a solid choice for those that enjoy combo pieces and to set up those dynamic turns where you just declare big numbers or take out 2 knockouts at a time. So good deck. You can also get a theme deck where you do get 1 copy of Chien-Pao and your Baxcalibur, so if you don't already have them, it's a way that you can get them. but you're likely better off just picking up singles of these cards. They're not super expensive. Some honorable mentions for decks that do seem like they have potential, but will likely just require a little bit more work. We've got Gardevoir EX, Lugia V-Star, Cloth, Roaring Moon, and Iron Valiant EX. They all show promise post-rotation, but will likely just need a bit more tweaking. Gardevoir is going to be losing Fog Crystal, VIP Pass, Level Ball, and its current core attackers, being the Gardevoir from Chilling Reign as well as Zacian from Celebrations, so it takes a bit of a hit. You can replace those attackers with Screamtail, Drifloon, Mawile, or potentially even Mewtwo EX. They're a little bit trickier. It'll definitely take some adaptation, but there is potential there, and I'm sure someone will crack the code on it. Right out of the gate though, it does seem like it's going to be taking a bit of a kickback. Gardevoir has been good since release, but I wouldn't say it's going to be necessarily a top tier deck for a while. I'm keen to see where this deck goes though, and I know a number of people will be working on it to retain its presence in the meta. Iron Valiant decks are another one that I'm kind of interested to see where they go. Potentially you could even run that with Gardevoir. It is a psychic Pokemon, accelerate energy to that, it puts pings out, and then you just use that as the attacker instead of Entei. Maybe that becomes a thing, but the current builds of them are focusing on using Medicham V to take additional turns and just kind of keep constant pressure on your opponent. Medicham's going to be rotating, so I feel like Iron Valiant may take a bit of a backseat for a while, or it'll at least be seeing very different builds than it currently is at the moment. Cloth and Roaring Moon both seem like decks with merit, but I don't personally feel they're quite at the consistent level where they need to be for them to be considered top tier. I'll happily be proven wrong though, and would love to hear your thoughts on these two in the comments down below. And finally, Lugia, it's unfortunately being punished by rotation yet again. Previously it lost Aurora Energy and a lot of really cool attackers. This time around it's losing Professor Burnett, so you won't be able to go Ultra Ball for Luminion, Luminion for Burnett, Burnett get my birds in the bin, Lugia V-Star get the birds out of the bin, attackers are online. You just can't do that anymore. So without a reliable way to get the birds in the bin, or at least without getting some more special energy in the future, yeah, I think Lugia might be taking a backseat. There is still 4 sets that are going to come out over the next year though, so if we do get ways to get them and more energy, I could definitely see Lugia coming back to top tier tables. Now remember, the game is always changing. Being adaptive and creative is key to being a top tier player, so don't just look at these lists and be like, oh yeah, this guy said they're good. Make your own spin on them. You're your own person, understand your current meta in your local scene, and adapt as you need to. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest insights into the game. And if you want, come pop by Twitch if you want to catch me live. There's a link in the description of the video. Till next time, stay golden, you Goomba.